I still live in that building. I still take that elevator. But ever since New Year's Eve, I never, ever tell strangers what floor I'm on. Tonight, we have 3 disturbing true stories that all occurred on New Year's Eve. You know, that one night a year when everyone's guard is down, when strangers are everywhere, and when things can go wrong fast. These stories were sent in by real people, and I gotta warn you, they're pretty unsettling. So if you're home alone right now, maybe turn on some lights. Okay, so this first story is from a girl named Emma. She's 26, lives in Seattle. This happened to her on New Year's Eve, 2023, and she says she still has nightmares about it. Here's what she told me. So, New Year's Eve last year, my boyfriend Jake and I were supposed to go to this big house party in Capitol Hill, but he got food poisoning from some sketchy gas station sushi earlier that day. Yeah, I know, rookie mistake. He was basically dying in bed, so I told him I'd just stay home and we'd watch the ball drop on TV or whatever. But around 9 p.m., my friend Becca texted me like 15 times begging me to come to her party. She lives in my building, literally 3 floors up, and she was like, just come for an hour, don't be lame. So I figured, okay, whatever. Jake was passed out anyway. I threw on some jeans and a sparkly top I got from Target, grabbed a bottle of Barefoot Moscato from my fridge, and headed upstairs. Becca's apartment was packed, like shoulder to shoulder. She'd invited maybe 20 people, but it looked like 50 showed up. Everyone was already tipsy, blasting that god-awful levitating song on repeat. I poured myself some wine in a red Solo cup and just kind of existed in the corner for a bit. Around 10:30, this guy approaches me. I'd never seen him before. White guy, maybe early 30s, wearing a black North Face jacket. Like, who wears a jacket indoors? And he had this weird energy. Not threatening at first, just off. He goes, "You look bored." I kind of laughed and was like, "Yeah, I guess." "You here alone?" That question made my stomach drop a little, but I didn't want to be rude, so I said, No, my boyfriend's downstairs. He's sick." The guy just nodded, didn't say anything else. Then he walked away. I thought that was the end of it. At 11:45, I told Becca I was heading out. She was wasted, hugged me, and I left. The hallway was empty. Our building's old, so the lights flicker sometimes. It's annoying, but I'm used to it. I got to the elevator and pressed the button. That's when I heard footsteps behind me. I turned around. It was him, the guy in the black jacket. He smiled. "Leaving already?" I forced a smile back. "Yeah, early morning tomorrow." "Cool. What floor you on?" I don't know why I answered. I should have lied, but I said 4. The elevator dinged. I got in. He got in with me. My heart was pounding. I pressed 4. He didn't press anything. The doors closed. He just stood there, staring at the floor, not saying a word. When the elevator stopped on my floor, I practically sprinted out. I didn't look back. I speed-walked to my apartment, 4C, fumbled with my keys, and got inside. I locked the deadbolt, put on the chain lock. I stood there for a second, catching my breath, feeling stupid for being so paranoid. Then I looked through the peephole. He was standing in the hallway, right outside my door, just standing there. I backed away from the door. My phone was on the couch. I grabbed it and texted Becca, "Who the fuck is the guy in the black jacket?" She didn't respond. I called Jake. He answered, groggy. "Babe, what's wrong?" "There's a guy outside our door." "What? Who?" "I don't know. From the party." Jake got out of bed. I could hear him stumbling around, and he goes, "I'm coming up. Stay inside." I looked through the peephole again. The guy was gone. Jake came upstairs, checked the hallway, checked the stairwell. Nothing. Security cameras in our building are basically decorative. They haven't worked in months.
The police said unless he actually tried to break in, there was nothing they could do. Becca texted me back the next morning. She said she had no idea who he was. She thought he came with someone else. I still live in that building. I still take that elevator. But now I never, ever tell strangers what floor I'm on. Yeah, that one messed me up. Emma told me she's moving next month. Can't say I blame her. All right, let's move on to story number 2.
This next one is from a guy named Marcus, 29, from outside of Minneapolis. He says this is the weirdest thing that's ever happened to him, and honestly, I believe him. So this was New Year's Eve 2021. My buddy Tyler was having people over at his place. Nothing crazy, just like 8 of us. His house is in the suburbs, kind of isolated. His nearest neighbor is like a quarter mile away. We were playing Mario Kart on his Switch, drinking Bud Light, just vibing. Around 11:30, Tyler's girlfriend Lauren said she was going to step outside for a cigarette. Tyler doesn't let people smoke in his house. A couple minutes later, she comes back in, and she looks weird. Tyler goes, "You good?" She nodded, but didn't say anything. Just sat down. I didn't think much of it. People get quiet when they're drunk sometimes. But then, at 11:58, 2 minutes before midnight, she stands up and says, "We need to go outside." "Why?" Tyler asked. "We just do." Tyler kinda laughed. "Babe, it's like 15 degrees out." She didn't respond. She just opened the sliding door and walked out onto the back patio. We all looked at each other. Tyler shrugged and followed her, so we all followed. We're all standing on the deck, freezing our asses off. Someone's playing the countdown on their phone. 10, 9, 8. Lauren's just staring at the tree line, not blinking. 5, 4, 3. And then she whispers, loud enough for all of us to hear, "They're watching." Everyone went silent. Tyler goes, "Who's watching?" She pointed toward the trees. I squinted. At first, I didn't see anything, just darkness. But then, I swear to God, I saw movement, like shapes, multiple shapes, standing just inside the tree line. "Yo, there's someone out there," I said. Tyler pulled out his phone and turned on the flashlight. He aimed it at the trees. There was nothing there. "Dude, you're tripping," Tyler said. But I know what I saw, and I wasn't the only one. Tyler's friend Josh goes, "Nah, man, I saw it too." Lauren hadn't moved. She was still staring. Then she said, "They wanted us to come outside. They wanted to see us at midnight." Tyler grabbed her shoulders. "Lauren, what are you talking about?" She blinked, and then she looked confused, like she just woke up. "What?" she said. "Why are we outside? It's freezing." None of us went back outside that night. Tyler checked his Ring camera the next morning. It doesn't reach the tree line, but you can see all of us walking out onto the deck at 11:59. Here's the fucked up part. On the footage, Lauren walks out first, but she stops at the edge of the deck, and she stands there for a full 30 seconds, completely still, before the rest of us come out. When he asked her about it, she said she doesn't remember doing that. She also doesn't remember saying, "They're watching." Tyler sold that house 6 months later. Yeah, that one's a big nope from me. I don't know what's worse, seeing something in the trees or not remembering what you did. All right, last story, and this one's bad.
This story is from someone who wants to stay anonymous. I'll call her Sarah. She was 24 when this happened. New Year's Eve, 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic. She said I could share it, but she made me promise not to say what city she's in. So I won't. My friend Ashley was throwing a New Year's party at her parents' house. They were out of town, and even though we were supposed to be social distancing or whatever, everyone was over it by then. She invited maybe 15 people. The house was huge, like her parents are loaded. It's in this gated community with a guard at the entrance and everything. So we all felt pretty safe. I got there around 9. My ex-boyfriend, Derek, was there, which was awkward, but I just avoided him. I spent most of the night talking to my friend Chloe, drinking White Claws and taking dumb pictures for Instagram. Around 11:50, Ashley told everyone to go to the living room for the countdown. We all gathered around the TV. Someone popped a bottle of Andre. Midnight hit. Everyone cheered, hugged, kissed, the usual. And then, maybe 5 minutes later, someone knocked on the front door. Ashley frowned. Everyone's already here. The knocking came again, louder. She walked over and opened it. No one was there. Probably kids, someone said. Ashley closed the door. 10 minutes later, the back sliding door rattled like someone was pulling on it. We all froze. Ashley's house backs up to a wooded area. There's no reason anyone should be back there. Derek, trying to act tough, walked over and turned on the back floodlights. Nothing. Just the empty patio and trees. Probably an animal, he said, but I don't think anyone believed him. At 12:30, the power went out. Everyone started freaking out. Ashley tried the light switches. Nothing. Someone checked the breaker box in the garage. It hadn't been tripped. The whole neighborhood still had power. It was just her house. That's when we heard footsteps upstairs. Is someone up there? Chloe whispered. Ashley shook her head. Everyone's down here. Derek, again trying to be the hero, grabbed a kitchen knife and said he'd go check. 2 other guys went with him. The rest of us stood in the living room, silent. I could hear my own heartbeat. Then we heard yelling from upstairs. Get out! Get the fuck out! Derek and the other guys came sprinting down the stairs. There's someone in the house, Derek shouted. Call 911. Ashley was crying. Chloe called the cops. We all ran outside onto the front lawn. The police showed up maybe 8 minutes later, 4 squad cars. They went inside with flashlights and searched the whole house. They found the back door unlocked, the one we'd heard rattling earlier. Someone had been inside. In Ashley's parents' bedroom, the closet door was open, and on the floor there was a pile of our jackets and purses, stuff we'd left in the guest room downstairs. Someone had gone through our things, moved them upstairs, and waited. The cops dusted for prints. They checked the security cameras at the front gate. No one had entered or left after 10 p.m., which means whoever it was either snuck in before the party started or was already inside. One of the officers said it was probably someone from the party playing a prank, but I don't think it was. Because when I got home that night and checked my purse, my house keys were missing. I had to get my locks changed the next day. I never found out who took them, and I never went back to that neighborhood. Sarah told me she still has panic attacks when someone knocks on her door unexpectedly. She moved to a different state a year later. The police never made an arrest. They never found out who was in the house. And honestly, that's the scariest part. Alright guys, that's it for tonight. 3 true horror stories from New Year's Eve. Which one scared you the most? Let me know in the comments. I actually read them. If you're new here, subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss the next video. I've got some seriously disturbing stories coming next week. And hey, if you're going to a party this New Year's Eve, maybe just stay aware of your surroundings, lock your doors, and if someone's acting weird, trust your gut. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. I'll see you in the next one.